This is our Module 1 presentation on Carlos's case study. This is an overview of the situation, or what we know of it. The committee members consist of the principal, his homeroom teacher, the resource teacher, and his mother. And the evidence brought to the meeting includes the IQ test that was given to him, his progress report, and standardized assessments. There's a lot of blame going on, and there needs to be collaboration that takes place among these members. These are our perceptions about the committee members. His principal means well, but has already labeled him as learning disabled without any real data to drive her decision. She also notes that learning disabilities are genetic, so as a school they can't do much more. Mr. Haberly mentions that parental support is crucial in improving achievement. However, he takes no ownership in bridging that gap and training parents in how best to support their child's learning at home. Ms. Smith, the resource teacher, once again places blame, but this time on Mr. Haberly. She also contends that his achievement gaps do not warrant placement in her already oversized resources class. His mother gives us some insight into the struggles that may be attributing to his poor academic achievement. She mentions they had to flee Mexico under stressful circumstances, and that Spanish is his first language. She also gives us indication that cultural differences may be affecting Carlos too, stating that his moral development is as important or more so than his academic gains. We decided that there are several concerns that need to be addressed before drawing any conclusions on Carlos. An intervention plan needs to address language barrier, possible reading disability, lack of parental support and cultural differences, and motivation. This brings us to the validity of our resources. Construct validity isn't very present because other factors are being measured during these tests other than the subject at hand, like his English language skills. And the predictive validity is lacking because it's unfair to use these tests without holding construct validity. However, concurrent validity is present because although he answered a few math word problems incorrectly on the IQ test, his progress report and scores line up nicely. Content validity, though, is lacking because the language barrier poses a problem. Validity leads us to reliability. Due to the nature of IQ and standardized tests, they are constructed to be highly reliable. There's reason to wonder, however, if the reliability of the test wouldn't be questioned if Carlos would be given either test in his native language. The reliability of the student progress report, as a more qualitative measure, is dependent on rate of reliability. It is a matter of if Carlos would obtain the same or similar scores by another teacher. Reliability brings us to other measurement issues. The indicators given are not quality indicators of the information we see as important in making a good decision for Carlos. None of the measures are comprehensive of a possible language barrier, the degree or quality of parental support Carlos receives at home, or his motivation and self-efficacy in his studies. Inappropriately used, these tests and measures become hurtful weapons rather than helpful tools in making decisions about Carlos's academic future. Now onto the classic debate of nature versus nurture. A combination of the two are at play in Carlos's case, which is nicely summed up by Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory. He views the person as developing within a complex system of relationships affected by multiple levels of the surrounding environment. Therefore, each layer plays a major role in development, including the individual's characteristics and the reasons of others as they affect each other in a bidirectional fashion. Evidence gathered by Gallimore and Goldenberg's research shows us that there's often a failure of communication due to cultural differences, not child deficits. When interviewing their sample parents, they found that literacy development prior to school isn't top priority. These parents are more focused on a child who is bien educado, or well brought up instead. Gallimore and Goldenberg offer us a couple of suggestions. One is that teachers should design instruction and curriculum that are more compatible with ethnic minority children's home life. They also suggest that teachers must transform the traditional cellular model of teaching to a collaborative model in order to improve the overall effectiveness of the school. They also suggest that teachers must engage parents and other community members in their students' education if we want to achieve any improvement at all. That brings us to the bottom line. Carlos needs help from all of the systems in his life. His teachers need to collaborate and to stop pointing fingers. He might also benefit from being observed in an ELL classroom. Last but not least, his mother should try and become more involved in his schoolwork, although she's busy supporting him. Ultimately, it's up to his school and teachers to initiate this change via teamwork and determination. After all, Carlos, like any other student, deserves it.